Well, you got the call last night. You're in charge of making a potato dish for Easter Sunday. You can't just bring any old scalloped potato. This is your secret ingredient for the best cheesy scalloped potatoes ever. Hey, thank y'all for stopping by Under the Barn today. And what are we talking about? An Easter side dish that is, ooh, so good it is. We're talking about a scalloped potato with a, ooh, special ingredient it is, French onion dip. But before we go any further, I'd like to thank all you folks who turned out there in the Windy City in Chicago at the Yeti store. It was an honor and a pleasure to meet you all. We so and hope you enjoy your cookbook. Then where was the next stop? Kidron, Ohio. We thank the good folks at Layman's. Thank Glenda for helping us put this on, and for all y'all who turned out. Folks, we're always glad to see you. It means so much to me and Shan that y'all come to our events. Don't forget now, we got more stops coming up, so be sure and check that events page because we'd love to see you. All scalloped potatoes had some kind of wet mixture put up on them, so we're going to mix this up right quick we are. First, you need to start out with a pretty good saucepan over some medium heat and 3.5 cups of cow juice. And we're going to warm it first. The cow is running near dry, Shan. And
it's a small cow.
There is a half. Now, don't let that stuff scorch. Don't walk off and leave it. Don't go think, oh, they're hunting Easter eggs, I gotta go with them. No, your job is in the kitchen to make the scalloped potatoes. So just warm it through. While that milk is warming through, and you don't have to do this process or not, but I like it because it gives it a little more flavor. This is cooked ham, it is. I'm just gonna layer out here on the grill so it can get a little heat, get a little flavor, give it a little color. Now, when the milk has got warm, 3 tablespoons of butter, and folks, we are using the Kerrygold. Just get that to where it's all incorporated well. And keep stirring. We don't want that milk to scorch. We need this to be as a thickened consistency, sort of like a thin gravy. But so we're gonna add some flour gradually and stir, because I want you to put it all in there at one time. It sort of lumps up, it does. So just keep a stirring. And then we'll add some more. And this is where if I'm doing it in the house, I usually slosh it all over the stove. If you're gonna do that ham on the grill, keep an eye on it while you're stirring all this. But I do, even though it is a cooked ham, if you cook it a little more, you're just gonna give it some more flavor to me, whether it's in the skillet or on the grill. As I was telling you, you don't want all them lumps in there, and I got a lot of lumps in there, so I'm gonna do a lot of stirring. It's better if you can sift this in there, or you've got a flat spatula that you can mash them knots with. It's going to make things smoother all the way around. I just need you to stir that till you get a really smooth, even consistency. Just not really thick, but not too thin. Sort of like a pancake batter, if I was guessing. We're going to take it off the fire, bring it this way. Look out, puppies. There's all kinds of puppies in the way. The secret ingredient, French onion dip. Now, there's whole 16 ounce in the tub, and Shan does prefer the Highlands brand the best, but you get whatever you can find. But to me, folks, this does have the most flavor. I want you to stir that up till it is all smooth and incorporated well again. Now, take your 5 russet potatoes. Now, I've done them both ways, but we took the peeling off these today, and then I just want you to slice them in rounds about 1/4 inch thick. Lightly grease your casserole dish or your Dutch oven, whatever you're going to put this in, and you need to layer half of your potatoes in there right now. Now, just go ahead and place them around to where everybody is there. See all these good spectators we have, Shan? They love scalloped potatoes.
This one's right at my feet.
I'd say that was pretty close to half. And go ahead and season them potatoes that are on the bottom. You can use salt and pepper, or you can use what? Our original seasoning. Half of the French onion dip mixture goes on top. Remember that ham we had there on the grill? We just brought it over here and diced it into sort of bite-sized pieces we did. So take half of that, whatever you got, and just sprinkle it around here on top of this first layer of everything.
Oh,
and somebody Found out that there was some hit the ground. I have 2 cups of grated mozzarella cheese. Take 1 of them and let's go ahead and sprinkle all the way around. Folks, I could eat this just like it is right now. This is becoming a very beautiful dish. Now in the recipe, it do call for some shredded Parmesan. Our grocery store ain't got no shredded Parmesan, so we're using what Shannon and me call the grated. So get you about half of that cup full and go ahead and put it in there. And then guess what? It's time to layer the rest of them potatoes on there. Now, if you're in a house, you have preheated your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit you have. And you're going to take that casserole dish that you've got it in and you're going to cover it with aluminum foil. You are. Slip it in the oven, cook it about 45 minutes. But you know me, we outside. We cooking in the Dutch oven. This is a 12. We got us some good hardwood lump coals going that are good and white. We're going to cook this on a tall trivet, pretty good heat on top. Pretty low heat on the bottom because we don't want to scorch none of that milk and nothing on there. So I'll meet y'all over there at the trivet. Give you a few tips for cooking this in a Dutch oven and you're outside. First of all, make sure you have plenty of coals. Even though we may not load it up really heavy at the time, you don't want to have to stop halfway through your cooking process and make more. Now, I'm going to always start out with pretty light heat most of the way around and get that top to really cooking pretty good. And you can see that cheese will melt and begin to brown quicker on top than you see anything on the bottom. So regulate your heat there on the top. You may have to rake some of that off, and then at the end you may have to bring a little back. But nothing's directly under the Dutch oven at this point. We'll rotate around time or two just to even out our heat source all the way around. Just keep an eye on your coals, rotate when you need it, especially if you're cooking in the wind. Now, you can't see the bottom of this dish, so here when we think it's beginning to get pretty close and them taters are beginning to sort of cut really easy on top, we'll run as a knife plumb through to the bottom and see if everything is consistent all the way down. Ain't it a pretty dish? It is. Now folks, I'm gonna give you a little tip. If you're cooking this in the house, after about 45 minutes, remove that foil off her and let that cheese brown up as much as you want. I like for it to have a little crust to it. I just think it makes it better. And remember, this recipe and a lot of other good recipes are in our cookbook, Faith, Family, and the Feast. Now remember, we do have 2 more other than that one. The first one, The Tasty Cowboy, and the new book that just come out, Comfort Food, The Cowboy Way. But I hope this is cooled enough because folks, I have learnt my lesson by eating something that's got a lot of cheese on it. I'm just gonna get this bite right here. Speaking of cheese, and Duker showed up. Duker, thank you, buddy. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to tell you right now, that French onion dip, whew, it sort of throws it plumb over the ladder on the taste trail. It does. You can't beat it. But the chopped ham that's in there, gives it an extra little substance to it that you need, some meat in the potato, but the cheesy goodness that runs all the way throughout, Sadie says, is a winner every time. This thing is easy. You can't even put this all together the night before, slip it in the ice box with some of that saran wrap over it. Bring it out, let it come to room temperature before you bake it. You're money ahead on a busy day on Easter Sunday. Well, Everything we use today will be listed down there in the little links below to where you can find them. It really will. I just want to, as always, with pride, honor, and just gratitude, salute all our servicemen and women and all the veterans who've kept that old flag flying back there. A lot of these folks may not be home for Easter, so when you sit down at that Easter table and you're fixing to bless it, remember them folks who are away from family, and let's just give them a big thank you. We do. But remember, as my mother used to say, when we'd gather all around the table there on Easter Sunday, and everybody was looking their best, because man, you got to dude up on Easter Sunday when you go to church, and we'd be sitting there and the table would just be full of stuff to eat, and everybody gathered around, and she'd say, remember, the table is full, and soon your belly will be too, but the tomb is empty. He is risen. And folks, that is the true meaning at Easter. It is. I wish you all the best luck hunting Easter eggs, and I hope you find the one that has the $250 bill in it. What? They don't make a $250 bill? No wonder we never did find it. Rest of you, come on in here really close, because I want to give you a great big hug. God bless you, each and every one, and I'll see you down the Scalloped Tater Trail. This video was in part sponsored by the Grumpy Schnauzer Association. Yes, even this one. That's so grumpy. Dad love them. You little turd. God bless you, each and every one, and I'll see you down the cheesy scalloped onion. Ooh, ain't got no scalloped onion in it. God bless you, each and every one, and I'll see you down the green onion and ham scallop bait trail. That is wrong again.